If there's one thing about me, I am an authentic girly, and I'm going to tell you right now how incredibly awkward it is sitting down in front of the camera pretending like I'm speaking to you. Hey guys, my name is Karen Carson. I'm the owner of Wildflower Hair and Makeup, and I know as a bride that you receive a lot of information. I'm creating this video to hopefully alleviate you having to read too much information, and I can just tell you it instead. Many of the artists on my team are my best friends. We are all trying our absolute best to be the best. We're using the best products we can. We really, really care about our job. As someone who has worked with my team and has also worked with other artists, the biggest difference between working with my girls and other girls is that my team looks at this like it is their real job. This is not their hobby. This is not something they're doing just for extra money on the side. This is their passion. This is their career. It makes a huge difference working with an artist who is walking in like this is my career compared to this is just something I'm doing today. I let all of my artists as individuals have the amount of time they need. So that's why when you get our timing documents, you won't have exact time quotes because artists are individual. Like we're different types of painters. Some of us watercolor, some of us are Bob Ross in it. You know, like we can all create the same type of look at the end, but we are all different artists and we all choose a different path to go there. I really believe that every client in our chair is a potential future client. That is why we take our time with everybody. We think every woman deserves to feel beautiful. We really want to take the time to communicate with one another. Everybody's version of natural is different. Your version of natural and your cousin's version of natural and my version of natural, all of our visions are elsewhere. So communication of that vision is the most important thing. We don't do appointment times like a salon. I've been doing this for 15 years. Trust me, I've tried it. It doesn't work. Art is fluid. And if you give your bridal party assigned start times, they don't show up till that time, hopefully. And then usually they're late. And that gives us no wiggle room. If say Sarah has long, thick hair, wants it all curled and down. That is a lot more than 50 minutes work. So that might cut into somebody else's service where say it's your mom and she's scheduled that same 50 minutes, but her hair service only took us about 40 minutes. Then we have made up that time for the client that had too much hair. And that is the reason why I do this. I look at this as a group activity. It's fun. Like, don't invite people to get their hair and makeup done with you if you don't like them. It's okay for some people to arrive later. It's just like, make sure you time it out where the girls who are there doing services from Wildflower aren't having to wait for somebody to be in their chair. Nothing gives us more anxiety than having to wait for someone to be in the chair because this is game day. We don't have time to mess around. Time is of the essence. Every minute counts. And if we run late, no one is like, well, Rachel was late and she caused hair and makeup to run late. They're like, no, hair and makeup's running late. Another thing that gets overlooked often is that we are an on-site only team. We do not have a brick and mortar. All our services are done on location. Now, I do have a few girls who work in salons as well. I do have a girl who owns her own dance studio who you have the option to travel to your artist if that's what you want. Just let me know and I will make sure that you are scheduled with an artist who you can travel to for your trial run. A few things that are frequently asked about trial runs. Can you book a trial run before booking your wedding? Yes. Your wedding will be held tentatively for 2 weeks after your trial run. Your trial run needs to be scheduled within the next few weeks in order to make that happen. Trial runs are not contracted. It is not included in the cost of your bridal hair and makeup. You do have the option to request an invoice to pay for the trial ahead of time if you really wanted to do that, but no, you can just pay your artist the day of your trial run like a regular appointment. I prefer everything to be done through email. And I know that is very, very millennial of me. I'm sorry. But I've been doing this for 15 years and I have done things right and I've done things wrong and I've figured it out. And I can tell you it is way easier to prevent miscommunications to have everything in one place. The phone that is linked to all of Wildflower stuff is my cell phone. That's my phone. So I like to be available for my brides who are booked that week and they need me. I want you guys to be able to reach me when you need me. But I prefer all details to go through inbox. When I go on vacation, I don't forward my cell phone calls to Alyssa and Casey. So if I'm out of town and you need to speak to somebody, if you just send an email, you will get a response. So please email us. Okay, let's get back to the booking system. 1, you inquire on our website. You put in just a few details so we know if we're able to actually accommodate you that day. We just need to know where you're at and how many services you need, and to give you a yes or no. You're gonna get an auto response. You'll also get a little button at the bottom that says get started in that email. You click that little button and it's gonna give you a bunch of information. On page 6, you're gonna go hit yes. I would love to book with you guys. You guys are in my price range. I love your vibes. I like everything about this brand, how you take your time. You're a good fit for me. You're gonna hit that yes button. Next things that's gonna happen is we're gonna send you a questionnaire. Information on that questionnaire is super, super helpful for me to give you a timeline quote. You're also going to supply us with how many services you're actually needing. We cannot take services away from the contract. That is the most important thing. This sometimes is a problem because not all of our friends are the most reliable people in the world. So you don't sign them up for hair and makeup. You're gonna only book the number of artists that you know you're gonna need. Okay, you send the questionnaire back, we look over it, we might have a few questions for you and we might boop, boop, boop you some questions. If not, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put together your contract and invoice and send it to you. At this point is when we hold your team for you. You have 2 weeks to get it back to us to keep holding your team. If you do not have your contracted invoice returned to us in 14 days, those 2 artists are free to book someone else. So if another bride inquires after that 2 weeks and your 2 girls were available, I'm gonna give them your 2 girls. But you know what we got here. So you got that contract and invoice back to us in 2 weeks. You paid that $300 deposit, and you know that $300 deposit goes towards your wedding day services. So if you're getting hair and makeup done for your wedding day, your deposit just literally went towards your hair and makeup on your wedding day. Boom, you're booked. You got us. Fantastic. You're gonna be beautiful. What happens next? From there, if you need to schedule your trial run, you're gonna fill out the form that is provided in the email that confirms that you're booked. You're gonna fill out that form, we're gonna send it to your artist is gonna reach out to you directly. The only thing we would have to touch on again is your timing, especially if you didn't fill out the questionnaire at the beginning. Once your photographer has finished their timeline, we need to be finished within 30 minutes of your photographer arriving. So they really have the biggest say on when we need to be finished. Timeline's done, prep tips are sent out to all your girls, you're provided with the contact information for your artists if you didn't set up a trial run. We're very clear. I love details written out of this is the time we're starting, this is the time we're finishing, this is the location we're going to. Hope that you took the time to listen to this video, understand the way we work just a little bit better. We will typically arrive about 10 minutes prior to our start time, or I do have some punctual queens who are right there in the money, exactly what time that they're supposed to be there. They're gonna quickly get set up and they're gonna be ready for somebody to get in their chair as quickly as possible. We need surface space. We do bring, a lot of my girls do bring tables, but a lot of us carry a lot of things and carrying the tables aren't always fun. So I usually leave it in my car and then I'll go back for it if I need it. If you could think about our surface space, that would be absolutely fantastic. We do bring extension cords to make sure that we can reach outlets. So surface space is most important. Of course, we love natural lighting, but we have lighting as well. So it's not the end of the world if the lighting situation isn't ideal. Trust us, we've done this a lot. If you have any additional questions after all of this, just send us a quick little email. Either me, Casey, or Alyssa will write you back. It's not just hair and makeup. It is how you feel walking into this next chapter of your life. And I hope you feel like a badass bitch. Okay, bye.